This is our most desperate hour. You are our only hope.
What's happening, people? Welcome back to the newest installment here in this busted Battlefront series that I have running here on the channel. I try and get one matchup a week. That's the goal right now. If I get a couple, then I'm quite pleased with myself. But I have been working on some single player stuff for the channel as well. So that's why things may be geared down slightly as far as the content that was being released most recently. We're looking at the Rebel base. This is pre-patch footage. I haven't spent much time in Battlefront since the patch. I have spent a little bit though, and I'll tell you, it was the last time I got on. The game is playing quite nicely now with things scaled back. Even the stuff that I like to use, like that scan pulse. And again, we're looking at the same kit, the same weapon, the A280C, with my explosive shot kit. So we're looking at the same loadout as last week, but the stuff that I like to use, like the scan pulse, the explosive shot, those are staples in a lot of my loadouts. You know, I use them quite a bit in the last gameplay, you know, when I'm playing. And the little bit that I have spent in Battlefront after the patch, I'm happy with it. You know, it feels right. The shortened scan pulse duration. You know, I'm happy. I'm not complaining. Things just feel better. You know. The DL-44 can still be a killer, and there's a lot less bowcaster action going on there, which I think is a good thing. I think which was I think a major goal, you know, because for those of you unfamiliar with the game, you know the game, you're seeing it, but you haven't played it, so you don't have a great feel for it, you know. The bowcaster itself, what it was doing pre-patch, was it's a weapon that you can charge up. You can shoot it, pull the trigger once, and you'll get, or pull the trigger quickly, immediately, you'll get one bolt out. If you charge it up, you can charge it up to 3 bolts, and you can charge it up to 5 bolts, and it doesn't take long to charge. What the bolts were doing, if you had it charged to 5 bolts, each bolt was doing, and they come out in a widespread, but each bolt would do 50 points of damage, and most people would sustain damage from several bolts, you know, as they landed, because they were somewhat explosive or something. I'm not sure. But basically, they scaled back the 50 hit damage per bolt from 50 to 15. So it makes it. I don't think it's even a one-shot killer. No, when you do the math there, it's more of a finishing weapon. You know, like if you're in a blaster battle with a foe, and the two of you sustain a little bit of damage, maybe somebody's gun overheats, and everybody scurries to a bit of cover, that's when you would go to your bowcaster and finish the man off. I mean, it's a finisher weapon now, which I think is how it should be used, not as an outright killer. But anyway, I've spent a little bit of time playing some Battlefront most recently, since the patch, and I actually got into some Drop Zone. I think that's the game mode. It's the last of the smaller game modes that I had yet to try, and I was really pleased with it. It felt really good playing that game mode. I haven't been overly impressed with some of the, you know, all these game modes that they threw in there. I think the droid run, I don't know why I never played the drop zone. Probably because, and what I was thinking to myself was, I tried the droid run and I just thought it was so terrible. It was just so lame. And I thought that the drop zone might be something similar to that. Because in Droid Run, what you're trying to do is hold. There are like 3 different drone or droids kind of scurrying about very slowly around 3 different locations around the map, and you need to capture them and just hold it, right? And I was thinking the Drop Zone might play something like that, but no. Drop Zone is a much more solid multiplayer experience. So I think you'll probably see some of that in the coming weeks on the channel. Some Drop Zone gameplay. Again, I think that's what it's called. But yeah, I was quite pleased with that. So look forward to some of that at some point. I'm still going to try and keep the Battlefront rolling. I have been working, like I said, on some single-player content for the channel. I want to get a Let's Play going here, but I want to make sure, I want to get as much done of the gameplay, the actual gameplay itself, as I possibly can before I start. I want to get it close to 100%, at least, 75% before I start releasing videos. So when it does release, and there was a little teaser for those of you that did watch all the way to the end of last week's video, there was a little teaser there at the end that, you know, highlighted the game that I'm anticipating putting here on the channel. No, it's not brand new, but it's not terribly old either, so hopefully some of you, and it's similar to some of the past stuff I've done on the channel as well, so hopefully there's a few of you that will be looking forward to that. Maybe a few of you will go back to the old video that didn't watch to the end and check it out and see the game I'm referring to. So yeah, I want to get as much done. I want to try and get ahead, like one full Let's Play ahead, for various reasons. And that way, if something happens to me, you know, at the very least, yeah, I can try and make, you know, have instructions to get the full series up, you know. So at least y'all will have that. The other thing, I just recently pre-ordered XCOM 2. I don't know. I do like games like that, you know, the real-time strategy. Is that what you would call it? I'm not even sure. Yeah, I've played XCOM, enjoyed it, and I don't know. I think what I'm gonna do is I've got it preloaded now. I'm gonna try it, sit down with it for a little bit when it first becomes available, first unlocks, and see how I feel about it. And I may try and get some footage for that. Maybe run a campaign of XCOM 2 up here on the channel. And I know I'm a little hesitant to do that because that's really a change of pace to when you compare it to anything else I've done here on the channel. That's quite different. I do have, and as I've said in the past, it should be well known to people that have been here for a while, viewing content here on the channel. You know, I've got varied tastes when it comes to gaming. I can play the FPS, you know, the first-person shooters. I can play the RPG games, and I can play the RPG games hard, and I can play the FPS is crazy. You know, balls to the wall, and then long RPG, like real role-playing type of stuff, you know. So, and I like stealth, and I like open world. I think my favorite's probably open world, but the strategy games, I enjoy them as well. So I think you may see a little XCOM up here. I'm not really sure yet. There's other games that I'm toying with, trying to, you know, possibly getting a Let's Play going here on the channel. So, I don't want to get too much going at once. You know, just going to focus on what I'm currently working on, and I'm going to try to continue with the Battlefront at least once a week here. Hopefully a couple times a week, just to keep the fans of that happy. And the Star Citizen, I know that there are some people that are really interested in that game, although I haven't found a lot of time to try and get into it, and I just feel like there's not a lot to do out there right now, so I think I'm just sitting back, just waiting to see what happens with the development of the game, and you'll see it in time. I'm planning to get back into it, just not yet, you know. Anyway, appreciate you stopping in. Hope you had a good time. Hope to see you next time. But of course, and as always, until then, remember why it hurts. Later.